Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping into something a bit different for us, but really compelling, a fantasy adventure story.
Yeah, get this. We've got taverns, secret rebellions, magic, maybe even a goat.
A goat. Okay, I'm intrigued already. So our mission, our focus for this dive, is basically to recap the journey of this group of heroes right from the start, as shown in these texts.
And we want to highlight the moments that are, funny or surprising or just really grab you. We'll follow their path based on these excerpts and pull out the details that make it kind of pop. So settle in. The journey kicks off, like so many fantasy stories do, really, in a tavern.
Yep, Waterdeep, big city. The sources say our heroes meet there, in this tavern, not planned or anything.
Right, and the spark, the actual call to adventure, comes from the barkeep, which is kind of classic.
He starts talking about a secret rebellion.
Yeah.
Over in a town called Astonfell.
Yeah, against this King Sithrall. He gives them a lowdown, mentions a ship heading that way. It's that initial hook.
And they bite
Right.
to take the ship. But the journey itself, it's not just smooth sailing, is it?
Not at all. The excerpts mention the sailing into this really thick, weird mist. Okan, I think it's called.
And then ghosts. Sailor ghosts down in the hold.
Yeah, seems like it. And they're guarding treasure, apparently. Adds this immediate, supernatural danger to the trip.
And that's where they find Nibby, right?
Yeah.
Stowaway kid.
Uh-huh. His intro is actually pretty funny. He tries to scare them off by pretending he's a ghost.
Which, maybe not the best idea when there are real ghosts nearby.
Probably not.
Okay.
And the sources say, once he sees this group isn't scared easily, he kind of switches gears.
Drops the act and wants to join them instead.
Exactly. Sees they're tough, figures maybe it's safer with them.
But not everyone's keen on that idea. Tyron and Narrated, they're mentioned as being suspicious.
Yeah, they see him as maybe trouble or just, a burden. It feels pretty realistic, that reaction.
Unlike their reaction to the other unexpected companion.
Oh, right, the cat.
An orange tabby cat just wanders in,
Yeah.
and they're basically like, yep, you're part of the crew now.
Total immediate acceptance. Especially Acacia, the text says the cat really takes a liking to her.
And you get the feeling, reading it, that this isn't just some random cat. There's more to it, maybe.
Feels like foreshadowing, definitely. It's subtle, but it's there. Adds a nice little layer.
And speaking of layers, we see some characters show unexpected skills pretty early on, like Allie with the ghost riddle.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. The ghost poses this riddle, and Allie just solves it, really fast.
The text implies it wasn't easy either, so it shows she's got brains, not just, fighting skills.
And it pays off immediately. They get gold for solving it. A nice little reward for being smart.
Okay, so they survive the ghosts, gain a kid, and a possibly magical cat, get some gold, and finally make it to Astonfell.
And Astonfell itself has this sort of vibe. A bit mysterious.
The locals mention this name, Captain Varric, but it's all hushed tones.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk about him. Immediately flags him as someone important. Probably not in a good way.
But before they dive into all that rebellion stuff, Tyron has this personal drama moment. With a ring.
Yeah. He buys this ring from some shady guy and gets weirdly attached to it. Really attached.
The source says, unreasonably attached. Which is just a great little character detail. Maybe he's sentimental. Or maybe the ring's special.
Could be either. But then, bam, plot twist. This guy Darren shows up.
And he needs that exact ring. It's key for passing info to the Thieves Guild about the rebellion.
And Tyron is not happy about giving it up. Even though, saving the town might be slightly more important.
It makes him feel so much more real, though. Having those little petty attachments. Love it.
Me too. But they do give Darren the ring. He gives them the passphrase in return.
The stars don't shine.
Like they used to. Right. And that's how they find Edda.
Their contact in the market. They use the phrase, approach her.
And she's cautious, naturally, but agrees to, consider trusting them if they prove themselves.
With the mission. A covert mission later that night.
Which leaves them with some time to kill beforehand.
And where do adventurers kill time?
Where else? Back to the tavern.
And this tavern scene described in the excerpt is just gold. Pure chaos.
It really is. So, they're in the tavern, and this random snide man, as the text calls him, comes up to Tyron.
And offers him 100 gold pieces to sucker punch another patron. Just like that.
Just like that. And Tyron, bless his heart, his reaction is apparently just immediate enthusiasm.
Ready for some action, punches the guy, no hesitation.
Tells you everything you need to know about Tyron right there, doesn't it? Action first, questions later, maybe?
Predictably, the guy he punches fights back. and starts winning.
So Nalid has to jump in to help his buddy out, shows that loyalty, even if the fight is kind of dumb.
And just when you think it can't get any weirder,
The Jewett arrives.
yes, there's a farmer outside yelling for his goat, and the next thing you know, the goat just charges right into the middle of the brawl.
It's brilliant, so unexpected, and Nalid, the monk, apparently dodges it like it's nothing.
But then just clocks the farmer, knocks him out cold.
Seems like it. The poor goat just bolts after that. The whole sequence is just chef's kiss, perfect chaotic energy.
A tavern brawl, but with livestock. You can't make this stuff up. Well, someone did,
Yeah.
and it's great.
And somehow, Tyron and Nalid still get their 100 gold pieces out of it.
Right. And I love the detail about the women in the group. They weren't thrilled about the fight.
But they weren't mad about the extra cash either. It's just such a perfect, pragmatic little touch. Adds so much personality.
Okay, so tavern shenanigans complete. Time for the actual mission, the covert one.
Right, the supposedly covert one. North Gate, sabotage a supply caravan for the enemy. Avoid the guards. Stealth required.
This is where Nibby gets his chance to shine. Or stumble.
Yeah, the plan is to send Nibby to steal a scroll, prove he can be useful.
How'd that go?
About as well as you'd expect from the chaos so far. He trips
Oh no.
and falls directly into the first wagon.
No. Huh. So much for stealth. Alerts all the guards.
Every single one. Plan out the window. But this is where they get creative.
They don't panic.
Nope, they roll with it. Nibby was apparently still wearing a tablecloth, maybe from his earlier ghost routine.
A tablecloth ghost costume.
Okay. So Allie gets an idea. She uses her magic thaumaturgy, it says, to throw her voice.
Pretending to be.
The ghost of Captain Varric, to scare the guards.
Brilliant. And Acacia helps out.
Yeah, she adds dancing lights to sell the ghost effect. They basically turn Nibby's blunder into a haunted wagon scenario.
Does it work?
Surprisingly well. Scares off a bunch of the guards.
Allowing Nalid to sneak in.
Exactly. While the others are freaking out about the ghost, Nalid slips in, grabs the scroll they needed, and gets back. Nibby scrambles back too.
Okay, so they got the scroll, but they still need to sabotage the supplies, right?
Right. And this is where Tyron goes big. Gets out an axe
Oh, I remember reading this bit.
and chops down a nearby tree in one swing.
One swing. That's some serious strength.
Totally. And the tree falls right onto the second supply wagon, traps a guard, scares off almost everyone else. It's just pure destructive improvisation.
So one guard left.
Yep. And Acacia uses her dancing lights again to spook him into running away. Path clear. Mission technically accomplished. Just really, really loudly.
Definitely not covert,
Yeah.
but effective. And they even forged a fake order?
Yeah, smart move. Use the scroll Nalid grabbed to write that the supplies were compromised, destroyed, covers their tracks, makes it look like an accident or something.
Clever.
Yeah.
So after that performance, they head back to Edda.
And yeah, mission accomplished, loyalty proven, they're in. They get taken upstairs at the Broken Oak Tavern to meet the general of the rebellion.
They officially join the Thieves Guild, join the cause against Sithril. It's a big moment.
A real turning point. But even then, there's that little character note about Tyron.
Still thinking about the ring.
Yep. Apparently bummed he didn't get his own cool rebellion ring like Darren's. It's just perfect Tyron.
Gotta love it. But that feeling of accomplishment, it doesn't last long, does it?
Not even a minute. Suddenly
Okay.
there's this huge boom from outside, an explosion.
And the general knows immediately.
Yeah, his face just falls. He realizes Sithril's forces are here in Astonfell. It's an invasion. Everything shifts instantly to panic.
Grun, get out!
And right in the middle of that chaos, Nibby runs outside and gets cornered by skeletons.
Oh man, the kid can't catch a break.
But then, the cat.
The orange tabby cat. This is the big reveal, right?
Huge reveal. The cat just leaps in and morphs into a red-haired woman.
Whoa, so the cat was more than a cat.
Way more, and she's powerful. Blasts the skeletons away, saves Nibby, tells the group she'll hold the market, they need to get people out. Explain later.
Explain later. Classic mysterious protector move. Okay, wow. That changes things.
Completely. So now the town's burning, under attack, and the heroes shift from escaping to rescuing, pulling people from buildings.
Including Darren, the ring guy.
Right, and he still has Tyron's ring.
And this is where Nalid does something. Sneaky, but kind of sweet.
Exactly. Amidst all the chaos, Nalid sees the ring on Darren, knows Tyron misses it, and just quietly lifts it back.
Slips it off Darren's finger during the rescue.
Seems like it. A little bit of theft for friendship's sake. It's a fantastic, subtle moment showing how much he gets Tyron.
Love that. Okay, so they rescue who they can, head for the West Bridge, trying to escape the town,
thinking maybe they're in the clear.
and run straight into an ambush,
Yeah.
led by Captain Varric himself.
Yep, the big bad they heard whispers about. Now with more skeletons, the tension just skyrockets again.
Gully steps up, though, uses Turn Undead.
Yeah, manages to scatter some of the skeletons, clear a bit of space, buys them a second.
Tyrant and Narrated charge Varric directly.
But Varric's smart. He summons more skeletons right in the middle of the refugees they're trying to protect.
Forcing Narrated to choose. Protect the civilians.
Or help Tyron. He falls back to defend the refugees, leaving Tyron facing Varric alone. Tough call. High stakes.
And while Tyrant's fighting for his life, Acacia delivers maybe the best insult ever.
Oh, the vicious mockery line. It's amazing. She hits Varric with a, "Your breath is so stanky that the only things that can be around you are the undead."
Oh, shit. Burn, but also, like, magically effective.
Apparently. The sources say it actually hindered Varric a bit. Plus, it's just pure Acacia, right? Snarky, even in mortal danger.
But Tyrant's still in trouble. Varric's too strong.
Yeah, the text says Tyron's getting overpowered, pushed close to death. It feels really dangerous right then.
But the others help out. Allie hits him with guiding bolts.
Right, beams of light magic, and Acacia's firing her crossbow. It becomes a group effort to bring him down.
And Acacia gets the final shot.
Critical hit, crossbow bolt right between the eyes. Varric goes down.
And the skeletons just crumble.
Yep, threat neutralized. Hard-won victory.
Before they run, they search Varric's body.
Find some interesting stuff.
Very interesting. A map to a tomb nearby, a locket with a picture of an elf woman, and a note.
Ah, the note. This sounds important.
It really does. It talks about the girl who stole the artifact.
Yeah.
Suggests someone in their group or connected to them took something valuable.
And that this girl has power. Could be Allie, or the Catwoman.
Could be. But the really chilling part is the warning about her friends turning on her if she chooses a darker path.
Exactly. Suddenly introduces this potential for internal conflict, betrayal, temptation. Big questions about trust and destiny.
Wow. So it's not just about the rebellion anymore. There's something deeper, more personal going on.
Seems like it. But they don't have time to figure it out then. Sithral's forces are wrecking the town.
So they have to just grab the stuff and run. Escape into the forest.
Battered, town burning behind them, carrying these new mysteries. And that's where this chunk of the story ends.
Okay, wow. Just recapping that, that's a lot. From a tavern chat to ghost ships, stowaways, magic cats.
Ring drama, a goat-interrupted tavern brawl, a hilariously failed stealth mission that somehow worked.
Joining a rebellion, immediate invasion, the cat turning into a person, rescues, sneaky ring theft.
A deadly bridge ambush, Varric's defeat, and ending with a mysterious note hinting at stolen artifacts and dark paths.
It really is packed. You've got the humor like the goat Nibby falling.
The unexpected twists, like the cat reveal, the note itself.
Compelling character moments. Tyron and his ring fixation. Nellid's quiet loyalty. Acacia's epic insult.
And just intense action. The final fight with Varric, Tyron almost dying. It's those specifics that make it stick with you, you know?
Absolutely. It's not just they fought a bad guy, it's how they fought, what they said, the little details, like the tablecloth ghost. That's what makes it engaging.
It makes the characters feel like actual people, even amidst magic and mayhem. You remember the goat because it felt so randomly real in a way?
Right. So, reflecting on all this, the sources leave us hanging with some big questions, don't they? Especially that note.
Definitely. Who is the girl who stole the artifact? What is this power she has? Could it be Allie? Could it be the mystery Catwoman? Someone else entirely.
And what about that darker path? What choices are coming? Will the group stick together if things get morally gray? That potential conflict feels really compelling.
Yeah, they're on the run now. Aspenfell's gone. They have these cryptic clues. It feels like the stakes just got raised significantly. And maybe the real story is only just starting to unfold. What happens next in that forest?
We don't know yet, based on these excerpts, but it leaves you wanting more. A lot to think about.
For sure.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive through these story sources. It's been quite the ride recapping this part of their journey.
Hope it gave you a good feel for the story's highlights and why these moments are so memorable. Definitely chew on that note and what it might mean for these heroes going forward.